Hey guys, Michael Sanchez, violin teacher here. I've decided for the next 5 days I'm going to be giving you guys tips related to instrument shopping, bow shopping, just anything that you guys might not have known about qualities of instruments and what you should be looking for. So I want to start off today by giving you guys 3 main points of things that are really important to consider with instruments. The first one is richness of tone. Every violin has a certain richness that most violinists sort of seek out. If you have a really deep, rich sounding violin, you're going to be really happy with the tones. When you listen to it under the ear, it's just going to create this sort of bass feel, like if you were in a car and you turn the bass all the way down, it sort of would have this sort of treble sound that wouldn't be very full. Having a really rich, pure, deep sounding violin creates that more bass, that if you were to turn up the bass in your car, you would just feel that more fullness, more depth. So that's definitely one of the things that are really important with when you're looking for a violin. The next one I want to talk about is projection. So projection basically refers to how loud a violin is. So a lot of violins might, be just really soft. They don't have a lot of carry as far as like if you were a soloist in an orchestra and you were playing, a violinist really can value just how much his violin will project into the audience. So that's definitely a really important quality. So I talk very often with students about richness of tone and projection, very important things. The last one I want to talk about is condition. So whenever you are shopping for violins, it's so important to also consider the condition of the instrument. There are a lot of things that can be unfortunately intact with a used violin that are really important to at least have looked at and not necessarily buy until you're for sure there's no issues. So one, for example, is open seams. So a lot of times what can happen is if a violin has been exposed to a lot of dryness, it can actually separate from the ribs. So here's the top of the violin, here's the back, here are the ribs. If you have a lot of dryness, if you're in a climate that's dry, it's very possible that you'll start to see open seams where the top or the back is sort of separating from the ribs. So what a luthier will do is they'll tap the instrument to kind of tell if there's any sort of open seams. That's really important to consider. Ones that are a little bit more obvious to tell are cracks on the violins, so you can actually see where there's like an indent into the wood. That's a snowflake, by the way, she's hanging out. Cracks can definitely really change the sound of an instrument. It's really important to make sure there's no serious cracks on your violin. It can diminish the value in half even. There's other things that could be intact, like just cosmetic issues, and those aren't really as important. Certainly it changes the look of the instrument, but I've purchased violins that I thought just sounded outstanding that might have just very minor cosmetic issues, and that doesn't necessarily change the value. I actually have here my Damiano violin. I'll play it for you guys a little bit. This instrument definitely has a really nice richness, a really nice projection. It's actually my most popular model on our website. We have a sale going on soon, so I highly recommend you guys check that out. We do in-home trials, so I'd be happy to send you a violin to try for 30 days if you're interested. And these ones are very commonly sent out. So here we go with the Damiano violin. So right there, it just really shows the richness of tone. If I go a little bit on the higher end. A lot of times when you play that D note, you're going to tell sort of how much the violin rings, which is related to projection. Thank you so much for watching. So for the next 5 days, we're going to be going through more things related to finding violins and bows. I've been getting a lot of questions about bows. So if you guys have any questions or have interest in trying out some of my violins, feel free to email me at michael@superiorviolins.com. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day. God bless.